No, your hair is different. So it's almost Christmas. It's Christmas Eve and things are not going well. Not going well to the point that I need to talk to people who hate me about it because I have nobody else to talk to. I had a doctor's appointment this morning. Therapy, a mental health appointment at 9 a.m., which seems strange because it is Christmas Eve, but my doctor works with a lot of people who are like me and have nobody else. For me specifically, this therapy session would have been my only human interaction for the week. Because I don't talk to people. I'm very isolated unless I'm talking to YouTube, which is not talking to people really, because people don't really listen. There's too much hatred in the group for them to really listen. I can't stop crying. This has been all day. I'm dehydrated as fuck. So, my therapist is aware that the mental health support that they offer is all some of their patients get. So they're in office for some of the harder holidays so that people like me don't have to be completely alone. So he emails me yesterday confirming that I'm aware that he's in office, that he's expecting me to come in, that we have an appointment. So I get up early. When I have an appointment at 9 a.m., I get up at 6 a.m. so that I can make my breakfast and take my meds and get that sorted through my system before I'm on my way. It's an hour trip to my doctor. I have to walk 20 minutes to the subway, and then I have to switch to a different subway halfway there at a dangerous station. And then I have to walk another 10 minutes down to the office. It's an hour trip. So it's not a quick walk over. So I get there and there's a sign that says path is closed. Path is the main building. Gateways is a subset, but you have to enter gateways through path. And because path was closed, there was nobody to open the gate to let patients in. And there was nobody to ask. There was nobody to talk to. And the only people I found that did talk to me didn't help me because they kept saying that it's closed. The office is closed. They're not having appointments today. It's Christmas Eve. They're closed. And this is the point where it becomes. This is why I think that I'm autistic. Because once my schedule is diverted even slightly, I am unable to continue with my day. My schedule said I was supposed to see my doctor at 9 a.m. and 9 a.m. was there and I wasn't able to get in. I was there. I was there. Right outside. And he was there. But the person working the door was not letting people in. He was saying that everything was closed. And I couldn't leave. I couldn't contact my doctor because I don't have a phone or internet. I mean, I'm talking to you on a phone, but it doesn't connect to anything. It's not a working phone. So I just sat down by the door and started crying. And security came and screamed at me. I had to leave. And I filmed this portion, but I've decided not to upload it because I say my doctor's name multiple times, and I don't want people messaging and bothering my doctor. Because I was begging and pleading with them. I have an appointment. I was saying my doctor's name. I showed them the email. They wouldn't listen. I told them I'm schizophrenic and I'm having a breakdown right now because I have an appointment with my doctor and I don't know how to get in. And they just kept telling me there's no appointment, there's no doctors in, it's Christmas Eve, you're crazy, you're making things up, and we're going to curb stomp you if you don't leave. We're going to pepper spray you if you don't leave. You have to leave. And I couldn't leave, because in my mind all I can think of is I'm supposed to be here. I have an appointment. I just have to get through the gate. So for about 15 minutes, I guess, I don't even know how long it was really. Time is nothing when I'm in that mood, when I'm in that state of only half awareness. I was aware enough to tell them the facts. My situation, who I was there to see, I showed them the emails. The security guard had a friend, because the security guard can't just be threatening people like that and keep her job. So the security guard brought her friend, who was a man who was not a security guard and could say whatever he wanted to me without any repercussions, because he was not paid to be security there. He was just helping her. I told them I was schizophrenic, and they used that against me. They said, well, then maybe you imagined the appointment, and I showed them the email, and they said, you sent that to yourself. And I showed, you can drop down and show who sent it, who received. I showed that, and the non-security man said, you sent that to yourself. And then he started saying that my doctor didn't even work in that office. There was never any doctor by that name. I was just crazy. I've been seeing this doctor ever since I arrived here in Los Angeles. I know he exists. I know he's a real person. I started hitting myself in the head, and I heard them laughing at me and mocking me because I was hurting myself. So I got up and I walked out into traffic, but all the cars stopped. Nobody wants to kill somebody on Christmas Eve. Even if that person is desperate to die. When I got on the bus, I was able to contact my doctor using Wi-Fi, and I emailed him, and he told me that, yes, he was there. I was supposed to be let in. Somebody was supposed to contact him and tell him that there was somebody at the front gate. There were mistakes made. He was supposed to tell them that he had patients coming because the main office was closed, but the security was supposed to check before just insisting that I left, and she wasn't supposed to have somebody else there with her threatening me if I didn't leave, because they're working at a mental health care facility. And this man was not only emotionally abusing me, verbally abusing me, screaming at me, he was gaslighting me to believe that my doctor didn't even exist, that my doctor was not real, that we weren't really communicating back and forth, that the support system, the only support system I have, does not exist. And it's just, this has wrecked me all day long. It's 5 p.m. This started at 9 a.m. And I can't stop crying. I can't stop hearing that man threatening me. I can't stop hearing them laughing at me. I can't stop thinking how fucked up it is to have a mental health crisis at a mental health center and have no support at all offered but people laughing, mocking, and threatening violence upon you when you're already being violent on yourself because you're so fucking confused. And he made another appointment for me to come back next week, which is New Year's Eve. I'm expecting the exact same situation to happen because I'm the first patient. He had patients scheduled all day. I'm only the first to get there and be threatened. So things are not going well. They could be a whole lot better. I've been trying. I've been trying to pull back. I cut my hair. I cut all the purple out so that it's just a regular kind of hairstyle. And I've been crocheting. I've been making props to start filming movie reviews. And I've been writing scripts. I bought 2 new notebooks to write scripts for movies that I've been watching. We just watched one last night we're going to do a review of. It's called It's a Wonderful Knife. It's very weird. But today has been very hard. And it didn't have to be. If anybody had just communicated a little bit, if anybody had listened, things could have gone so much easier. Because my doctor was in his office the entire time that they were threatening me and berating me and telling me nobody was there. This woman is telling me nobody works on Christmas Eve, and meanwhile she's telling me this because she's working. There's a lot of people that work on Christmas Eve, and my doctor is one of them. And he does it because people like me have nobody else. My doctor is my only human connection. He's all I have for support. And holidays like this for families can be very difficult for people who don't have any family. And my doctor is aware of that. His being in office on Christmas Eve was a kindness to his patients. And those patients, at least me, were treated extremely badly because of that kindness. And it's just it's a shame. It's a shame that you can have a job working at a mental health care facility but have absolutely no empathy or sympathy or compassion towards the people that are there as patients. Even as security, you have to understand that these people are there because they have mental health issues. There's no understanding. Okay, so it is Christmas morning. It's around 8 a.m. I'm doing better, but I'm still not doing great because all I can think about is what happened yesterday morning. it's been nearly 24 hours now, and it's still replaying and replaying and replaying. And thankfully, I asked a friend yesterday for emergency help because I was in a state of emergency. If I had not gotten something to calm myself down, I most likely would have killed myself, because my head is bruised here, here, and here from hitting myself. I've got scratches. You can't really see them, but my nails are jagged and I've scratched myself all up. I've got bruises all over my body. I'm a walking bruise. I feel like I had a heart attack. My entire body is weak and aching, and I just keep ruminating on it. This vape that my friend bought me yesterday is the only thing that has kept me from being a complete wreck just all night. I was able to stop crying around midnight, and I haven't been able. I didn't really sleep. I was in and out. I would go to sleep, and then I would just be dreaming about what happened, and so I'd wake up upset and then go back to sleep again, and wake up upset and go back to sleep again, and wake up upset, and now here I am awake, and I'm just still upset and thinking about it constantly. Why is this man gonna curb stomp me? Why is this man gonna pepper spray me? I'm just trying to see my doctor. I have an appointment. Why won't anybody look at the appointment thing? Why won't anybody listen? Why won't anybody communicate? Why? Why? I just want to start screaming why until somebody explains it. And there's nobody to explain it. And I can't silence it. I can't make it just go away. I can't make it be yesterday's problem. I can't make it be yesterday. It is still yesterday. We're still there. They're still there. They're still yelling at me. They're still threatening me. That woman should not work security for mental health. You see stories where people who are abusive and abrasive and are cruel or work at nursing homes and child care facilities and places where you need compassion and you need some kind of understanding and you need some kind of patience. And this is that kind of woman. She does not need to be working in a job where she needs any sort of understanding or compassion or patience, because she has none. She should not be working in any capacity in a mental health facility. She is literally causing trauma to people that are showing up to receive treatment. This was traumatizing for me. I can't let it go. It's clearly gonna be a part of my trauma pyramid that has built me. I am that bitch in Death Becomes Her who can't stop talking about the same thing over and over again, and everybody just starts screaming when it's her turn to come up because they know what she's gonna talk about, and I can't help it. I don't do it intentionally. It's just there, constantly, and it doesn't matter if it was yesterday, if it was 20 years ago, if it's in my head and it's ruminating on that day, then it's there, and I'm in that time period. I'm gonna try to make some coffee and keep myself from actually crying, because I can't do that again. I cannot cry all day long. I dehydrated myself so badly yesterday. I did drink a Gatorade to try to make sure I don't get too bad, but I was very dehydrated last night from crying all day long over this. And I don't know when I'm going to be able to upload this video, so there might be a few more days added on before it gets put up. Okay, it is Christmas evening. It's 9:30 at night. I'm not sure exactly, but I'm finally starting to feel better. I managed to not cry all day, but I spent all day thinking about it. And I tried to distract myself, but my mind just kept replaying it and replaying it. I'm gonna talk to my doctor. I think I need to be tested for autism. I think I might be autistic because the main problem, what happened was because my schedule was disrupted and nobody could give me a reason that I understood as to why my schedule was being disrupted. Because the only reason they were giving was, well, it's Christmas Eve. That's not a reason I understand, because he has told me multiple times that he works on Christmas Eve, that we have an appointment, and he had confirmed it less than 24 hours before that I was supposed to be there. So no matter how many times that they reasoned with me, it's Christmas Eve, this was not reasonable to me, because I had in my head what he had told me, which apparently they had not been told that he was in his office. And here's the problem, okay, because most people who meet me in real life, not online where you can see my breakdowns, but in real life where you're talking to me when I'm like this, when people have a conversation with me that goes well, I am viewed as intelligent, articulate, reasonable. But then the slightest thing happens and suddenly I am sitting on the floor screaming and crying inconsolably, and all I can do is repeat what is supposed to be happening, what my brain needs to be happening. See, when they were screaming at me, when they were threatening me, I was hearing their threats. I was saying the same things over and over and over again, which is why I decided not to upload that video, because I say my doctor's name repeatedly, trying to get them to contact him. I'm schizophrenic. I am having a breakdown. I have an appointment with my doctor. I give my doctor's name. I beg them to contact my doctor to find out what's going on. Over and over again, I am schizophrenic. I have an appointment today. My doctor's name. They would not listen. They just kept saying, no, it's Christmas Eve. There's no appointments. There's no doctor. And then they started gaslighting me. I said multiple times, I'm schizophrenic, because that's what my diagnosis is right now. Once that reality sunk in, because they weren't listening to what I was saying, so no matter how many times I said it, they weren't listening to comprehend it. They were just screaming, leave, 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 leave. We're not, there's no communication happening, because while I'm hearing them say leave, I'm not able to. I'm stuck, because the boxes in my mind have not been checked. Everything is very confusing. And that's the easiest way I can say it. The second my schedule is disrupted, I become so confused. And so I start stating the facts as I understood them and trying to get somebody to explain the rest, what is happening. Help me understand, because once I understand, I will walk away. Had they given me a reason I understood, I would have stopped crying and left. Had they said, oh, the doctor's not here because he's sick, he called out, he left a note or something, But I knew he was there, and there was no way they were going to be able to reason with me that he was not there. And I was right, he was there. It's just that they had not been informed. They were in the wrong. But I also technically was in the wrong because I was in a state of confusion where I couldn't comprehend, and I couldn't just move forward. I still can't just move forward. I have physically moved on. Mentally, I'm going to be there for a little while. And I feel stupid. I feel stupid for being that way. I really do, because I'm aware that I'm almost 40 years old. I should be able to cope with things easier. I should be able to handle these things easier. But I can't. And it's so jarring to other people to see me go from intelligent, articulated to that nobody understands, and they just laugh at me and make fun of me. And I'm not doing it to be funny, and I'm not doing it, as my family would say, for attention. It's I can't control it, and I really need. I'm gonna talk to my doctor more seriously about being re-diagnosed, because it's getting to a point that I need help. I need a treatment that is actually going to help me, because I'm still in this place where the slightest bit of diversion confuses me to the point that I'm a screaming toddler. And it's all I need is to be able to understand. Like, even when I'm in the mental hospitals, they put things in terms that I can understand so that I'm not breaking down. If I'm being released that day and I'm wanting to go and it's getting confusing, they'll straight up lie to me and tell me something that I'll understand so that I won't break down. But normal people don't know that I'm going to hyper-focus on this thing that I have for some reason begun hyper-focusing on, and you might not even understand why I'm hyper-focusing on this thing. I might not even understand why I'm hyper-focusing on it. It's just it's happening. This is happening, and we all have to find a way to deal with it. So far, none of us have found a way to deal with it very well. That's black-eyed peas bubbling. But the real reason I'm showing the oven is because look how shiny it is. There's still some spots, obviously. But last night, I started feeling better about the incident, and I became manic. And that led to me spending about 3 hours spot cleaning this stove so that it is shiny and slick now, whereas before the entire stove looked kind of like that from splatter marks, and it's already getting that way again because the black-eyed peas are splattering. Right. So anyways, I am feeling much more stable today. This will be the last update in the Christmas breakdown saga for now. I'm scheduled to see my doctor again on New Year's Eve, and if the same thing happens, there could be a part 2. There could be a New Year's saga, but hopefully not. So all day Christmas Eve I cried. All day, 9 a.m. to midnight, until I finally was able to pass out from the exhaustion. Christmas Day, I was anxious, I was sick, I was ruminating. Day after Christmas, I'm finally feeling normal again. I'm still ruminating a little bit, but I've gotten back into moving on with life. I'm cooking my Christmas dinner that I didn't make on Christmas because I was upset. I painted my nails. I put on makeup, and we went out to the library today to pick up some new movies. We're moving forward. We're breathing. We're getting past this. It has made me question some things, though, and I'm going to talk to my doctor about being tested for autism, because I don't break down like this very often anymore. Once I've encountered a situation that causes me to break down, I know how to handle it the next time. You know, because you work the first time teaches you how to handle it the next time. But I never know what's going to make me break down like that, you know. And it's I need to be re-diagnosed, because Florida just threw everything at me and everything stuck. And I need to have a couple of things kind of peeled off so that we can get down to what is actually going on and get a plan for me that will work, because I'm not moving in life right now. I'm just kind of stagnant in place. And it's not a bad place. It's a place of medication. It's a place of housing. But it's not a place of thriving. It's not a place of friendship and family and moving forward with life. I'm just kind of stuck in a place of comfort, I guess, and consistency. And I need a little help further to figure out how to get forward a little bit to a better stage of life. And hopefully I'll be uploading this sometime this evening or tomorrow. So hope you all had a Merry Christmas. Mine was a little bit wild.